friends, today White Rose Movement is presenting its third exhibition of this month named Green Dreams. You will remember that this show follows our earlier shows, Blue Sky and Sky Blue, commemorating the Hiroshima and Nagasaki tragedies. This online national exhibition, 275 works of art, includes photographs and paintings. This exhibition focuses on landscapes as a protest against the brutal EIA draft, Environmental Impact Amendment Draft 2020. We demand that the government of India immediately withdraw the unhealthy amendment for the environment of the country and people of India. We wish to remind our Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, he is not the servant of the corporate giant. He is the servant of India. He is the servant of Indian people who elected him as the Prime Minister. There are 137 artists are participating in this exhibition, this protest from all over India. Dr. Kalyan Kumar Chakravarti will inaugurate this exhibition. Kalyan Kumar Chakravarti is a well-known scholar, writer, thinker. He took his PhD from Harvard University in finance. My warm welcome to Kalyan Kumar Chakravarti. I request Mr. Kalyan Kumar Chakravarti, please inaugurate the show, Green Dreams. I welcome all of you, all of the participants, all of the viewers, all of you again. We, White Rose, 18 people behind it. In pandemic era, we are fragmented all over India. Few people are here. 5 people. Me, Anish Natayam, Ranjit Lal, Suman Mary Das, and Sindhu Divagaran. Sindhu Divagaran is taken the major part of the graphic design. Last 4 exhibition, he spent her day and night for White Rose. Thank to her, thank all of my friends of White Rose movement. Thank you.
Dear friends assembled in this online exhibition from all over India to address their green dreams in this online national exhibition curated by Mr. Satyapal in the White Rose movement. I am addressing you with a sense of foreboding as well as with high expectation and hope. You are already aware that the very important environmental impact assessment regulations are being amended. A notification has already been issued, a draft notification. And This draft notification has short-circuited what I think was necessary, a procedure of national and popular referendum. It is too important a subject to be subjected to a mere notification asking for online objections. This is also true because this notification has been issued taking advantage of a pandemic situation with a clampdown on gatherings, which makes it impossible to really master the protest against such a radical violation of environmental norms. The artists who are already aware, they are offering their green dreams. But I would suggest that it is not enough to dream, it is also necessary to act. It is not only necessary to understand the coming tragedy, the imminent tragedy, but also to change the situation. And this is a constituency which is already empowered to act. The draft notification proposes to do away with the the carefully laid down procedure of inviting objections of the people before clearance. It short circuits the procedure by providing for ex post facto clearance. It also provides for uh, some paltry penalties at the end of the day for violations, which will be encouraged by this prior announcement of ex post facto clearance. Not only so, it also proposes to list as strategic many industries beyond the normal cane of defense and security, which will not be subjected to um, popular scrutiny at all, and even technical scrutiny will be dispensed with. The onus is being put only on the promoters of the project to suggest violations, which is a very odd procedure to adopt. Moreover, the intellectual property right of the people, which has been held by them in custody for generations, for the nature which they have modified and nurtured through ages, is also being violated because there is a provision that the source, the legally privileged source of the individual violator, uh, his intellectual property right or her intellectual property right to be protected uh, against any violation or reporting, whereas there should be prior informed consent, consultation, and compensation to the people affected. Now, these are areas about which the artists cannot only dream, like the authorities have proposed uh, only an online process of notification and also an online website for assessment of objections. In the same way, they should also come out with a website now to show the sites which are being damaged and to propose active measures of prevention and remediation. You can now have the slides. The danger is clear and present. Therefore, the artists coming together for an exhibition is certainly a great and noble endeavor. But the exhibition cannot serve as an instrument only for dreaming or contemplation. It has to also be an action instrument for active intervention. So, therefore, when we show some of these images, um, what do we show? We are showing the extremely rich biodiversity in parts of the country, whether it is in the northeast or in Chhattisgarh or in other parts of India, which are being damaged. There is no point in going into the specifics because this is happening all over the country. And not only the projects that we show, whether it is a wildfire or devastation by mining, and you see some of the richest forests, densest forests in the country, which are home to biota that merit, you see, the designation of biodiversity hotspots in the world, Vavilov centers, so to speak, they're all being endangered. And not only these projects, but also the thermal power and river valley and infrastructural projects, highway projects, they're also on the anvil. And it is very important that these projects are anticipated and the sites are visited and the pristine and virgin forests and natural resources are painted, curved, sculpted, and action is taken to not only paint but also through websites lobby and do advocacy for stopping any thoughtless and irresponsible action. So when when we are showing these EIA violations, so whether it is in the northeast or in Aravalli in Rajasthan and Haryana or in parts of Kerala, and we are also showing together, say, the maps of India, in which the vegetation cover uh, and the population graph, the history of population explosion and vegetation will clearly show how the forest cover has shrunk from about 33% in late 19th century to about 21% today. Though the official figure is about 24 to 25%, that figure is misleading because it also takes shelter behind a Supreme Court order to show all area recorded as forest, whether it has any forest growth or not, even if it includes only shrubland and brushland, even if there is a dam there which has been constructed and that dam is no longer recorded as forest, and even if it includes only plantations which are poor substitutes for natural forests which have grown through generations. So therefore, the official estimate of you see about 33% forest cover in the plains and about 66% forest cover in the hills projected in the National Forest Policy in 1980s is seems like a pipe dream once we have announced that there can be violations. I mean, and those would be cleared ex post facto. This is an open invitation to violations, and the artists must act in this matter. Now, statistics apart, I mean, there is a question of you see precautionary principle, natural justice, and sustainability, which have been enshrined in the obiter dicta of the National Green Tribunal, the Madras High Court, and the Supreme Court, which have come down heavily on certain projects being conducted without environmental clearance in Ankleshwar, Gujarat, and in other parts of India. They have already pointed out that this principle of growth now, sustainability later, and you see notification now and gratification later, and turning you see various kinds of pleas and excuses into principles of precaution on part of the you see violator and the owner of the project is certainly a travesty of natural justice and precautionary principles and principles of prudence. Therefore, when we look at you see the figures of the forest cover, we see how the forest cover has shrunk, and as it has shrunk, and we see you see the hordes of people migrating back and forth, and the untimely and late action, unplanned strategy for managing the migration, we must remember President Abdul Kalam's suggestion for Pura, creating urban amenities for the rural poor, and also Gandhi's suggestion for interdependent village republics which are autonomous in using their own natural resources and human resources for protecting their economy and their society. Certainly, I mean, migration is no solution to rural unemployment. The employment has to be created there using human capital to create material capital. And what best guarantee for such employment is there but the forest and the natural resources? And it is the forest adjacent and subsistent people who have guarded these resources for thousands of years. Now, artists have a fiduciary responsibility to these village artists, the artists in the rural hinterland communities who have kept up the green cover so that our artists can dream about green dreams. I mean, through centuries, through their knowledge, their arts, and their skills. And it is these arts that we must replenish and nurture and not destroy by destroying the repository of their wisdom and knowledge. Next. We know that there has been a lot of COVID spread in recent months. And if you look at the table of the COVID spread, we shall see how the COVID spread is directly linked with areas which are deforested and divested of the green cover, how the explosion of urbanization and population and industrialization goes hand in hand with the spread of disease. So if we do not want any repetition of such pandemics, we want to you see take precautionary measures, then it is vital that we avoid indiscreet actions like the amendment of the environment law. In fact, the environment law was firmly established after the Bhopal gas tragedy, and we do not want any repetition of such gas tragedies or other tragedies at the cost of our people and our landscapes. So therefore, when we show you, you see, landscape art of the West, we are only trying to make a point. I mean, whether you are showing, you see, garbage dumps of cell phones, car parts, circuit boards, or whether we are showing you virtual forests created through electronics, whether we are showing you a novel of Eliot, which has been recreated to show the rural ambience, or whether we are showing you open pit, open cast mines, which are being reclaimed, I mean, to a thing of beauty rather than a thing of disaster, or whether we are showing you pop sculptures by Oldenburg, or we are trying to show you that we can also vote through art, or whether we are showing you land art and landscape art, which is marching in step with the landscape, the waters, the seascape, the remote horizons, or the sculpture which is being made in harmony with the environment. We are only trying to make a point that the Western art, in terms of ecological art, is also something from which we may have learn our lessons in terms of techniques and materials and suggestions. However, it is the Indian tradition of ecological art which we seem to have forgotten. I mean, in fact, from prehistoric times, I am showing you, you see, prehistoric rock art in Vanpura area of Madhya Pradesh. I mean, where you see an entire river and the hillscape has been used for creating rock art. And this is true all over the country. There are thousands and thousands of rock shelters which have been created along the rivers and along the hills with great respect for the landscape. Similarly, whether you show you the Stakna monastery in Ladakh, all the monasteries in Ladakh, or the terrace cultivation hugging the landscape, I mean the slope in Uttarakhand, or the Masroor temples abutting on waters in Himachal Pradesh, or the Bombay Fort with its magnificent projections in the sea without clogging the sea. Whether we see these or we see an aerial view of Ajanta caves, which shows how the geometry and aesthetics have joined hands to create a magnificent amphitheater. I mean, without you see any pollution or spill, or the Kailasha temple Ellora, which has been carved out of the hill escarpment, or the Gwalior fort, which has stood there like a silent sentinel overlooking the city and in unrepaired grandeur, or whether we show you Mahabalipuram, how the rock surface has been curved into a superb narrative talking about water cosmology and about epic stories, or whether we show you the Udaigiri caves, or the figural sculpture of a prone image. We are trying to establish a point that uh, we are we have a tradition of ecological art which possibly surpasses that of the ecological art tradition in most parts of the world. I mean, you see the Ajanta cave paintings, let us say, of the 15th century, 5th century AD, and see the way there is an interpenetration of human geometric and faunal and floral elements in an image. And in Kangra painting by Nansuk, a famous painter, we see the same kind of a harmony which is respected with great care by the artist. Or contemporary art by Jangar Singh Syam, the Gond artist, which is a kind of a contemporary response or you see approach to landscape art, or some of the art which is shown below by Sonabai, and her daughter is also there, Sundari Bai, who have created magnificent architecture in Sarguja in Chhattisgarh, or these modern projects using Madhubani art, or other rural art for reclaiming air, water, and landscape. Now, we know that much of this art is now deserting the village walls, and also their floors, and also their pottery, and resorting to canvases for the predatory market. But it is time that we restored our understanding and empathy with the landscape so that this ecological art is created again. Therefore, when we are talking about the responsibility of the artist, it is a responsibility to go beyond dreams and painting. We are talking about them getting involved in real-time projects, insisting on their own involvement in landscape projects, both for offering viable alternatives to the invasive schemes of industry and other intrusions into the landscape, but also of actual remediation and correction where the damage has already occurred. It is possible for them to advertise and propagate these projects through the website, since the online mode is now on, and offer viable alternatives. To the authorities, to the experts, and to the people, and also apprise the people about the mortal danger that they are facing, and the nation about the mortal danger that the nation is facing from predators, many of whom are anti-national in their motivation because they do not respect the value of the green cover for survival, well-being, and health of Indian people. It is very important that this responsibility is discharged by the artists. And their dreams are brought into execution. They must remember that the courts have already established principles which are completely against you see a ex post facto approach to clearance. And it is important that long before the damage is done, the artists go all out because this is also important for making art and also involving the people in a kind of a co-personership for their strengthening their artistic economy and their transgenerational association with the natural landscape. I conclude with the words of Wendell Berry, the American novelist and environmental activist, who says, "Whether we and our politicians know it or not, nature is party to all our deals and decisions, and it has more votes, a longer memory, and a sterner sense of justice than we have." And I hope that this online exhibition will release a countrywide movement of not only protest but also positive remedial action to conserve and replenish our glorious tradition of ecological art, action art, to restore and stop destruction to our landscapes. If the artists do not discharge this responsibility, I am always with them. They will evade the responsibility of being able to do any responsible art, because they will be only confronted with dreary spaces dominated by high-rise monstrosities of glass, steel, cement, and concrete, and devastated landscapes which look like lunar landscapes. So it is time that the artists use this online exhibition as a launching board for magnificent initiatives. I am all with you all. Thank you very much.